Welcome. This is Captain Crypto, and this is the Self-Reliance Corps. It's been a while since I've made a video. In fact, it's been a long while. It's been over a year, and I do apologize for that, but just been busy. What can I say? Anyway, I'm not going to take up too much of your time today. I just wanted to note that I am trying to make a comeback and make a few more videos at least. But I also wanted to talk real quick about the state of the market and talk about whether your crypto is safe or not, and how I believe it may not be unless you really do guard against theft and scams and everything else. So let's get into this a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to take too much time, but I want to talk about CeFi first and how borrowing and lending on CeFi will kill you, literally, financially speaking, that is, because CeFi exchanges and platforms are greedy. What do I mean by that? Well, when you lend money during a bull market, borrowers are usually able to pay it back if they don't borrow for too long of a term. But during a bear market, when everything's crashing, Bitcoin's down 60, 70%, Ethereum's down 75%, whatever. Everything else is down 50 to 90%, and that's just how it goes in the bear market. And there's going to be a bear market roughly every 3 or 4 years, just like there's going to be a bull market every 4 years. Like I said, when a few people start not paying back their crypto loans to these CeFi exchanges and platforms, it's not a big deal. But when the market is in decline like it is now, individual investors and big institutional borrowers start defaulting on their crypto loans. And that wouldn't be so bad because the loans are usually over collateralized with the assets that are set up to be collateral. But when the markets are collapsing like they are now, the collateral is worthless as well. And these CeFi exchanges, they not only make out loans or provide loans to small, borrowers who want to borrow a few $100s or a few $1,000s. Where they really make their money is lending to big institutional borrowers who borrow $500 million or $1 billion. And when these guys default, and if you've been following the news, there's plenty of them that are going under because of this. Celsius, Voyager, Three Arrows Capital, just too many to list. And they're going under, they're defaulting, they can't pay their debts. And when that happens, they stop accepting withdrawal requests from just little-time small Joes like you and I. And even though we may only have a few $100s of our, or a few $1,000s, or whatever the case may be, invested to lend out, we can't get it back. So, lesson learned, just don't lend or borrow on CeFi exchanges and platforms. Why? Because they're greedy. Let's move on. DeFi. DeFi works a little different usually, but it's supposed to be more transparent. It's supposed to be trustless and all of these good things, but the same things happen when the market's in decline. Collateral, if it's a lending platform, just becomes worthless and people just walk away from their loans. And when this happens, the people that are loaning out the crypto or lending the crypto, they get screwed as well. And it's basically the same thing. Doesn't matter if it's CeFi or DeFi. And if you go into DeFi, and some of these real small exchanges trying to earn these huge returns, it's probably your fault just because you're greedy. So don't be greedy, don't lend, and don't borrow on DeFi. Automated market makers, or AMMs. You see these pop up all over the places, especially on smaller level 1 and level 2 chains. Chains like Harmony and Phantom and Matic. Matic's not so small. And they just appear overnight and they have their own little coin as a reward token or whatever. And they start creating these pairs. You can basically stake ETH with their coin or their coin with Bitcoin or whatever. And then they go away. And usually these happen because of lack of liquidity, or the development team rug pulls this, the platform and just takes all the money and runs. It's not a good time to be in these types of, markets right now. So be very afraid of those and just run. Just don't. It's not a good idea. Let's talk about the exchanges, the big centralized exchanges. They're starting to get hit too. Voyager hit March last year. I think it was like December. Celsius, as we already mentioned. That you've heard it, I'm sure. If you've been in crypto only a couple of weeks, you've probably already heard it. Not your keys, not your crypto. What that means is when you store your crypto on a centralized exchange or any kind of exchange, and you don't have basically physical custody of your crypto, it's probably not a matter of if, but just when you're going to lose access to it. The way exchanges and platforms are blocking withdrawals these days, I don't trust any of them, and you shouldn't either. So if you don't have your crypto at a minimum in a self-custodial wallet on your computer or your phone, where you're the only one who controls the keys, then you're just asking for someone to take your crypto when they block access to it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Just don't store your crypto anywhere except in a medium hardware wallet, cold wallet, even a Windows or phone wallet where you're the only one who has access to it. That's it. That's the only way you want to store your crypto. Never store it on an exchange. So what can you do? Go back to the basics. Just follow a few common sense rules. Like I said, not your keys, not your crypto. Only store your crypto on devices or on mediums where you're the only one who has access to the keys. Never share your keys. There's some great hardware wallets out there, the Ledger, the Trezor, there's just a bunch. And if you can't afford those, you can even create a hardware wallet on a USB drive. And if there's some interest in that, I can do a video on how to create your own hardware wallet on a USB drive for a few bucks, just the cost of a simple 8 to 16 gigabyte USB drive. And you've got a pretty secure hardware wallet that you can lock away in a safe or a vault or whatever. But regardless, it's not connected to the internet, so it can't be hacked and nobody can steal your crypto. Next thing, just use some common sense. If you see lending rates that are like out there 10, 15, 20, 30%, it's too good to be true because eventually it will fall. In the beginning, it's okay because there's a lot of liquidity, there's a lot of capital, so they can pay these high rates. But when the bear market comes and when, nobody's investing, in that sense, these are a pyramid scheme, because there's not enough capital and liquidity to pay everybody. So just don't do it. CeFi, DeFi, I don't care. Just stay away from them. And just get back to the basics. Use your exchanges for making trades only. Go there, deposit, buy, or sell, move it back off the exchange. Then when you're ready to sell your crypto for US dollars or any other fiat currency, move them back, make the transfer, and be done. Don't borrow against your crypto. It's just not a good idea, especially in a bear market. And I mean, the exception might be is if you can pay it back like in a very, very short period, like a day or two, or maybe a week or so, or whatever, it might be okay. But your loan to value is very low. Your liquidation rate is probably very low. So if you're not careful, you're just giving away your crypto. If you need a long-term loan, better just to sell your asset, better just to sell your Bitcoin, better just to sell your Ethereum. If you need to make a long-term loan, you won't be paying the interest. And you can always, if you get back into a position where you have the money you would have had the money to pay back the loan, you can just buy back the asset. And in the bear market, chances are good you could probably buy it for cheaper than you sold it anyway. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Like I said, I'm glad to be back. And if you're new to my videos, please do like and subscribe. It'll help a lot. Still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, not too much further. And for my loyal subscribers who've been reaching out and telling me to come back, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I'll try to make more videos. But for now, I think that's all I have. And this is Captain Crypto signing off. See you next time. Bye-bye.